Hi, it's Darin Eppich. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you have watched before, you know I love Christmas. Just did a great video about Christmas and the best things to do around the holidays in Los Angeles. I'm not gonna do my ho, 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 but I just did. Today we're gonna switch a little bit of gears. We're gonna go back into real estate. That's what I do for a living. So we're gonna talk about the 5 benefits for buyers to buy in general around this time of year, around Christmas. For those of you that don't know, historically it is the best time, the winter months, for buyers to buy. And also I'd love to hear about all the buyers, people that watch this video that are waiting for 2022. A lot of people are talking about a market crash. I'd love it if you comment below and let me know if you actually do in fact think the housing market will crash in 2022. We had some crazy years the last 2 years, so historically speaking, you never know what's gonna happen. So I'd love to hear your feedback or comment below and let me know. If you like the video you see today, please like my video. If you are watching my videos, subscribe. We have thousands of views on some of these videos, but I also notice that sometimes people don't subscribe. It'd be really nice if you support me because I create these videos for you guys every week. Like I said, if you like it, subscribe, comment. Now going into the 5 benefits for home buyers, and we might touch on if the housing market will crash in 2022. So number 1, the first benefit to buying around Christmas. Well, right now, interest rates are at record low. Recently, it just dropped down 5 points again. It's at 3.18% for a 30-year fixed mortgage. It's basically free money. Inflation is really crazy right now. That could change dramatically, and we're expecting to in 2022. So we're expecting interest rates to go up. So you might as well take advantage of this free money. The lower the interest rates, the higher the budget, the higher the purchase power. So if interest rates tick up, you're gonna see yourselves be able to not purchase as high of a home because of the free money. It's just really beneficial right now. It's free money, as a lot of people say, and people buy with low interest rates. So you should be taking advantage of this as well. Number 2 benefit for buyers, less competition around the holidays. A lot of buyers are distracted around the holidays, around Christmas. They're doing their end of the year things. They're shopping, holiday shopping, trips are planned. So there's a lot of buyers that are distracted. Another good thing is sellers that are listing homes, generally if they're listed, either they've been trying to sell them or they're very motivated because that's why they're listed before and around the holidays. Because most sellers, they wait till the spring, the hottest market. And that's another reason why you should consider not waiting until 2022, because if you get into the spring, February, March, April, that's the hottest market of the year. This past year, we saw insane numbers in terms of homes in LA and across the country go for a lot more than asking, sometimes even 20, 30% over the asking price. Insane numbers. So if you're a buyer and you're serious and you've been why wait? You should just start now and maybe into January before the spring season, buying season happens. That's when all the buyers are out. The other thing is, it'll help you avoid a bidding war, which I was just basically talking about. So it would be really smart if you're a buyer looking to take advantage of low interest rates and less competition. It'll help you most likely get a property for less than if it was in the spring. I think they say, I don't know the number, but I've seen a number of variations over the past couple of years. But let's just put it this way. If a house is gonna sell for maybe $800,000 during the winter, it might be like $850 or $900 during the spring. So it's dramatic. Also, you're not rushed as a buyer during the holiday season. You can take your time because it's not so competitive. You're not so forced. You can look for properties that check off the boxes. Now keep in mind, during the winter months though, there is not normally as much inventory, so if you find the right house, you're gonna get it for a lot less than normal and it won't be as competitive. But you may not have as many options as you normally would. So that's the only real negative towards the winter time for buyers, but for the most part, historically, it's the best time to buy. Number 3, sellers are more motivated. This provides opportunities for buyers historically to maybe have some wiggle room, maybe negotiate. Even in the seller's market, it allows people to have some flexibility volatility. Or maybe it's a bidding war, but the price doesn't get jumped up so high because the seller's so motivated to sell. Anytime a seller's motivated, and around the winter time for some reason, a lot of these sellers still are even in the seller's market, maybe they're not going to negotiate as much with the buyers, or maybe they're going to pick the couple buyers they really like in the offer line, and maybe they're just not going to negotiate as much with them, even in a seller's market. People tend to be really exhausted by the end of the year as well, so maybe the sellers and the agents are as well, so that can provide fruitful for the buyers as well. Like I said, if they're motivated, it's going to only play favor for the buyers. This is the third benefit. Sellers are motivated, providing opportunities for buyers to negotiate. Number 3, benefit or reason to buy around the holidays. Number 4, close faster. It's a slow time of year. Lenders work faster because they don't have as many loans that they're working on. So getting the underwriting pushed through faster, the lenders work faster. So maybe the contingencies can be like 10 days or less. Your inspections can get done quickly because there's not as many buyers or deals closing in the month of December or around Christmas. That can be done quicker. The appraisers aren't as busy, so they're looking for extra work and ways to make money, so they bang it out. On top of that, like I just heard, for example, someone in my network, they're literally had a 30-day escrow and they're probably gonna close in 2 weeks now because they got the inspections done, the house already appraised, and the lender's like, I'm gonna get the closing document to you in 7 days from the time the offer was accepted. That's huge. What this does is, it really allows the buyers and sellers to kind of, there's no anxiety, there's no waiting. The deal's done fast. It's a great thing when a deal can fly through an escrow. Because it just eliminates so much of that anxiety a lot of times buyers and sellers have during the process, during the transaction. And it's great, especially if you're trying to check off the box of writing off some taxes at the end of the year. It also provides a lot of negotiation power for buyers when they can actually close a deal faster because it makes them almost as good of an offer as cash. Number 5, probably one of the most popular water cooler discussions when it comes to real estate in the last probably couple of years, especially after this year when we had such a huge year of growth, appreciation around the country, Los Angeles, etc. I think I read something that you saw properties appreciate even up to 20 to 30% in a lot of markets this past year in 2021. So people are wondering if the housing market's gonna crash in 2022. And so as a buyer, some buyers may be thinking, hell, maybe I should wait to buy in 2022 when things are gonna level out, or there's gonna be a bubble, or there's gonna be a correction. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you everything I read. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not, God, if you will. But what everything I read right now is it's still gonna be pretty hot market in a lot of cities to lukewarm in some markets. Still going to be a seller's market. You may see towards maybe the end of next year some little taper off a little bit, but that doesn't mean that everything's not going to appreciate still a significant rate. I've been seeing and reading articles that it's anywhere between 5% to 16% appreciation across the board across the United States. Some markets even hotter. They say there could be a wave of people moving back to the big cities. So LA, New York, San Francisco, Chicago, etc. because people have gotten more maybe comfortable with COVID. You're just, you're not gonna see the big year probably like 2020 and 2021, but that doesn't mean the market's not gonna keep going. So for all the people that are hoping for a housing market bubble or maybe a huge correction, a lot of them say there hasn't been one in years since 08, 09, 010, or 2010, if you will. And it's been like 11, 12 years since then. There's no indicators and there's no, lending crisis or poor practices in place. Everything's been kind of regulated. That doesn't mean that, hell, it couldn't happen, but there's been no predictions out of it. All the articles coming out by all the different economists, etc., they're predicting still a strong market. You may see towards the end of the year a taper off into where it might become more level, buyer seller wise. But as right now, they can't make up for the limited inventory. Wait till 2022, you're just gonna pay more. It's real simple. Final thoughts. As I said towards the end of the last bit, which was about, is the housing market gonna crash? And I started going into the economies and buyer demand, etc., interest rates, low inventory. Inventory could increase next year more than it was in 2020 and 2021. You're still gonna see appreciation. You're still gonna see a really warm to hot market. That's what everyone's predicting. And it just makes sense. Until we get so much inventory to meet the demand of buyers and interest rates balloon again or increase dramatically, we're gonna see a really hot market. You won't see the appreciation probably in 2022 that you did of 2021 because it was like a record, but you're still gonna see appreciation. So if you're waiting to go into the spring season to buy, if you can do it earlier, my recommendation is to do it earlier. My recommendation is always to buy towards the end of the year because it's the less competitive and it favors the buyers. Those are my thoughts. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.